Welcome to Panther Arena. I'm Scott Reed, Athletic Director for your Cabot Panthers. Let me introduce our coaches. High school boys head coach Logan Bailey and assistant coach John White. High school girls head coach Jay Cook and assistant coach Carson Gill. Junior high North boys head coach Tim Lawrence and assistant coach Tyler Hill. Junior high North girls head coach Darby Phillips and assistant coach Randy Mazar. Junior high South boys head coach Jeremy Halbrook and assistant coach Jimmy Prouse. And junior high South girls head coach Tim Jones and assistant coach Victoria Ashley. Also, head athletic trainer Jason Cates and assistants Jennifer Asbury, Chad Burke, Holly Rush, and Keith Shireman. These are your 2023-2024 basketball coaching staffs. We hope you enjoy your time with us tonight, and as always, go Panthers!
Hello and welcome back to High School Hoops. Thank you for joining us tonight to watch the Cabot Panthers play the Bryant Hornets. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Colton Hennessy, and alongside me, your color commentator,
Carson Cook.
Sorry, it seems we're having some technical difficulties early on.
Yeah, and so unfortunate as we had to deal with just a couple times this season. But either way, the Panthers come into the game 9-14. The Hornets come into the matchup an impressive 23-2 and have an impressively perfect 7-0 record in conference play. Thanks a lot to Kellen Robinson. However, unfortunately, due to an injury last night against Little Rock Central, he won't be joining us here in Panther Arena.
And And as you can see, this Bryant team is extremely disruptive, already getting it going with a steal on one end and nearly a fast break layup on the other. Fouled by Goddard, preventing the easy lay. And we see R.J. Young knock down the first of two.
And maybe that was just a tone setter there from Trip Dyer, letting Bryant know that they're not going to get any easy buckets here on their home court, as they seem to do so easily throughout the season.
Now we see the Panthers' coveted offensive scheme. The drive and kick from Christopher. Looking for an open shot, unfortunately wasn't able to find it. And now the Panthers working around the perimeter, more tough defense and a turnover forced by Bryant.
And like you said before, just disruptive is this Hornets defense, swarming to the ball and getting 2 steals in a row.
As Bede will pull up for 3, and it will be off. And the Panthers look to get some momentum going the other way. Goddard now elects to drive. He'll stop, trying to find a man, has nowhere to get the ball to. And there will be a 5-second call back to the basket for too long.
And 1, 2, 3, the amount of turnovers so far in favor of the Hornets. Not looking good for the Panthers on their home hardwood.
Yeah, definitely not how you want to come out or come into a game, especially after last night's performance that was so dominant over the Conway Wampus Cats. And here's a man you got to look out for. That's Drake Fowler on the wing. Extremely dangerous and a crucial key to this Bryant offense. But another key. Will not knock down the 3, but the reverse layup is good. Ford with the bucket. Christopher now wants to set up the offense and see if the Panthers can get something on the board. Almost had a 4th turnover, luckily saved by Parker Hines. Now Hall pulls up for deep, and he knocks it down. His hot streak continues into tonight's game early on as he gets the first 3 points on the board for the Panthers.
And you know, we were hoping to see him continue that good 3-point play. And Braden Hall is showing us that he's not going to fizzle out on his 2nd game of the hot streak.
Sure enough, that's what the Panthers need to get going, is the knockdown shots from beyond the arc, and Braden Hall has been a key to that all season long. Hall now just looking for somebody to get the ball to. Goddard gives him the help he needed, and Goddard will drive. Unfortunately could not make the layup, and the Hornets driving quickly the other direction, and it will be out of bounds. R.J. Young was not watching his feet.
And they're just going to need to have a lot more tough defensive play like that for the rest of the night for the Panthers to have even a shot in this game against the #1 team in the state. And speaking of defensive play, R.J. Newton sends that ball into Panther fans right behind us.
Yeah, a little bit scary, can't lie. Did not want to get hit with that ball. I might have to be a little bit more alert over here. And a great give and go action from Goddard. Unfortunately just left the layup short.
And that's a charge. Nice awareness from Parker Hines to set his feet. That's 2 in 2 straight games for Hines.
And we know that Parker Hines has been outstanding at drawing charges all season. Continues that into tonight's game. And there's a great backdoor cut from Braden Hall, and he has the first 5 of the game for the Panthers. A little bit reminiscent of last night against the Wampus Cats.
And man, we compare it to last night. I sure hope it is, as Braden Hall had a whopping 24-12 in the first quarter alone.
And an alert play down low from Bede, throwing it off of Dyer as he was falling out of bounds.
Looked like a little bit of street ball action there, didn't it, Colton?
Yeah, and I mean, we're seeing a lot more of that in today's game. if there's nothing else you can do, I guess you just got to throw it off the defender. As the spot up three is no good. Rebound, Christopher.
And man, did you see how high up there he got to get that rebound? Jermaine Christopher showing off his vertical on the other side of the ball.
And there will be a charge drawn on the other side of the court. Braden Hall didn't slow his momentum in time, trying to kick it to Hines.
And 2 alert charge calls, one for each team. Cabot leads 5-4 so early. Panthers are going to have to continue this hot streak to take down the champs.
It's Bryant getting it inside. The size mismatch is converted by Benson down low right over the top of Dyer. And the Panthers working around the perimeter. Somebody's got to cut to the basket. A great find by Goddard and another great pass out to the corner. And unfortunately, Braden Hall could not knock down the three, but man, what ball movement.
And man, I thought that one would go 2 for 2 for Braden Hall.
And a beautiful pull-up Jay on the other end by Bede, as we've seen him get going early and often.
And just a little bit of confusion as the referee thought there was a timeout call from Coach Bailey. After a quick correction, the Panthers will inbound the ball.
And Christopher's really got to get this offense going. We saw him dish out a ton of dimes last night. This time he'll elect to drive on his own, and he will be fouled. And how does Christopher elevate so quickly off the ground? I could not tell you.
I mean, Jermaine Christopher, that was a scary fall after the acrobatic layup. Good to see him up and moving again and going to the charity line.
And Christopher's been tremendous at drawing fouls all season, but what else could you do on defense? Christopher knocks down the first, as he was perfect from the stripe last night, carrying that over into tonight's game. But man, there's just nothing else that you can do on defense other than foul.
Yeah, I mean, Jermaine Christopher going to the line is a lot more of a sure thing, or excuse me, a lot less of a sure thing than him making those acrobatic layups. They're going to have to foul Christopher.
And there's tough play inside, an offensive rebound. Now Fowler will kick it out. And instead of taking the shot in the corner, they elect to drive. Poked free by Christopher, excuse me. Now Bryant will look to set up the offense. A beautiful hesitation and a nice drive and a layup down low. Chalk up 2 more for Bede.
And the pump fake mid-air. Bede, a nice layup to get this Hornets team a little bit more of a comfortable lead.
And Swanson will pull up for 3. That one won't go. Hall hustling for the rebounds like he always does. Bede kicks it out to Fowler. And the dangerous three-point threat will not get his first one to go on the night, but the offensive rebound and a reverse layup is good for Benson.
And you know, I'll tell you what's dangerous. These offensive rebounds, the Hornets continue to get possession after possession. That's added about 6 points to their total so far.
Yeah, and the size disadvantage is the true cause of all of that. As Christopher now wanted to shoot the 3, but a great closeout. Now the ball scurrying around on the floor, and there'll be a backcourt violation called on Swanson.
And once you cross the midline, you can't come back, and that'll come back to hurt the Panthers, as this deficit seems to be getting bigger and bigger.
And you know, we expected with the absence of Kellen Robinson that this Bryant team would be slow on their feet and not clicking like this, but sure enough, they have been going to work against this much smaller Panther team. Fowler, pump fake, passes it out. A pull-up jumper from the free throw line is no good. Rebound by Rosie. The Panthers clear it out and will look to put some more points on the board.
And Colton Rosenbaum with a nice rebound. Nice to see the young fella getting physical.
And Swanson will take another three. That one is good from Owen Swanson.
And Swanson, a player that's been on a slump like no other the past couple games, gets one of his corner shots to fall, and that's where he thrives.
Swanson had a three in the game last night, puts one up early here, as the answer on the other end is good by Bryant. Now the Panthers working around the perimeter. Swanson gets it out to Christopher. Christopher trying to find someone to get the ball to, finally gets it to Goddard. Goddard back to Rosie. Swanson in the corner. He wants to drive, but this has just been great defense from Bryant. They'll force a turnover on Christopher. The drive and the fast break layup is good, plus the foul. And what a bucket down low with the size advantage by Benson.
And you know, I saw Braden Hall going down the court, and all I could think was he was going to get himself his first chase down block at home. Unfortunately, it turns into a three-point opportunity, and Bryant has a chance to go up 7 so early.
Now we see William Brown and Parker Hines check into the game for the Panthers.
Brown, one of those players that Coach Bailey has been using for size, just limited minutes, but when he has got into the game, he's made his own kind of impact, not only on the scoreboard, but on the defensive side of the ball. So I hope to see great things out of William Brown tonight.
As now we see Christopher driving. The last second shot is good. Christopher trims the deficit back down to 5. The Panthers are down 17-12 going into the second quarter.
And a nice layup to do it with, as he knew he couldn't elevate over the big guy, but he can get enough separation to go up and get 2.
I mean, we know that Christopher can elevate, but at the end of the day, it's somebody that's 6'7" standing right in your path. I mean, there's not much you can do about that.
No, not at all. And with a size-oriented team like Bryant, it's going to be a problem for the small ball Panthers here at home. But, man, they're in it a lot more than a lot of people would have thought coming into the matchup.
And we just see the heart from these Panther players. Here at home, you know anything can happen whenever you're at home with the fans backing you. Maybe we're seeing a little bit of that tonight, keeping this game close against the #1 team in the state.
And you know what, Colton? Call me crazy, but I don't even think it's the fans. Just that dominant game last night against the Wampus Cats, where they just imposed their will on the away team. Bryant's going to struggle with this momentum-filled Panther team.
And obviously the legs coming off a back-to-back, they got to be a little bit tired. It's extremely difficult, and maybe that's why we see Will Brown so early in the game. We've known him as a secret weapon later in games, but Will Brown didn't play any last night, so he's got the freshest legs on the court for the Panthers.
Again, I said it before, I like to see William Brown on the court, not only because of his offensive capability down low, but his defensive capability, adding size to this team.
And what ball movement, and the reverse layup won't go. Rebound Panthers as they look to push it in transition. Hines nearly falls out of bounds. Christopher wants to drive. He gets it down low to Brown. Brown gets a bucket down low, and that's why we have him in the game.
And points immediately to the scoreboard. William Brown showing the crowd that he's got himself too, and everybody loves it.
And Will Brown is an elite player, especially offensively. And right there, unfortunately, got called for a blocking foul, extending out to the perimeter instead of falling back upon his man.
You like to see the scrappiness is something the Panthers need a lot here on the defensive side of the ball. As number 0, Fowler, will get called for a travel.
Fowler just lifted his pivot foot. They're going to call that every time. He wanted to get a nice jab step and drive. But we see that violation called pretty often in today's game. Very difficult to get a hard jab step and keep your feet planted.
A little bit of scrappiness fighting for that ball. Instead, the Panthers will retain possession.
And Will Brown just got tied up, trying to receive the pass. As Christopher trying to find somewhere to get the ball, it's stolen. And Bryant looks to get something going the other way. The hard drive and the right-handed layup on the left side won't go. And back to the line goes Bede. Or excuse me, that foul will be called on the floor. Fowler to inbound. Goes to the safety valve, and Bryant sets it up at the Panther logo. Fowler wants to drive. He does. He takes an awkward shot, and it falls.
And I was not expecting that one to go in, but if it works for you, Fowler, go ahead and get you another one.
We know Fowler can shoot, not known for his driving ability, showing that we should put respect on his name in the paint. As Christopher wants to drive and get him too, but he will be blocked. And the Panthers struggling to get back on defense in these sets as Fowler has a three in the corner, and that's nothing but nylon. Timeout, Coach Bailey. Goddard inbounds the ball to Christopher coming out of the timeout. Down 8 here early in this game. Wyatt Phillips is now in the game, the junior.
Something maybe we didn't expect to see against the powerhouse Hornets. William Brown will go up and get him a lucky bounce and 2 more points.
William Brown using the non-dominant hand to get the 2 points on the board. He's got 4 now. It is a key part of this Panther offense whenever he's in the game. And Fowler will take another 3, but it won't go. And Goddard secures the rebound. The Panthers look to push it in transition. Hines for 3. And it won't go. As now Bryant looks to take it the other way. Fowler doesn't take the shot. He passes it to Bede. Bede back to Fowler, then back to Bede.
It's a 2-man show for the Hornets so far.
And sure enough, that one will go back to Fowler. Is now up top, back to Bede. Bede for 3. The high arcing shot won't go, and a rebound secured by the smallest player on the court that is also a junior.
I mean, Wyatt Phillips showing a little bit of aggression getting to that ball.
And why didn't he just dunk that one? I mean, my goodness, I didn't expect him to elevate like that. And showing that he can really get up there.
Panthers down 24-16. Gonna have to make something shake to get back into this one. As anyone knows, the Hornets can quickly slip away from you.
And the 3 from Hines is off right. And these Panthers are not only going to have to get stops on the defensive end, which they failed to do there, and the Hornets' lead is extended to 11, but they also have to see some shots go through the net. Hines now working around the perimeter. This Hornet defense has just played perfectly. I mean, there's no other way to put it. They've put their hands in the passing lanes, haven't fouled much, and there's another steal by the Hornets. Looking to drive in transition, gets the bump on Hines, and there will be a foul on the floor.
A lot of offensive contact there. Instead, he'll draw the foul on Parker Hines. And you know what? The Panthers are leading in something tonight. That's fouls, 3-0.
Now we see a big group substitution for the Panthers. Dyer, Rosenbaum, and Swanson all check in for Goddard, Hines, and Brown. Christopher now playing tough defense up top, trying to keep Bede from scoring again, but there's going to be another blocking foul on the floor. A bit of a bump, trying to be physical with Jermaine Christopher.
And that is for, if the Panthers aren't careful here, they'll send Bryant into the bonus before halftime.
It'll be Bede to inbound. Deflected by Rosenbaum and Phillips in the fast break. He gets it back to Rosenbaum. Rosenbaum goes up and it is deflected. Dyer tries to save it, but it's right to a Hornet.
And just sloppy play there on the fast break from the Panthers.
And it all started with disruption, the deflection from behind. What a move and what a bucket, as that's going to be on Bede's highlight reel for a long time.
Yeah, that might not be the only highlight reel that shot is on, as Bede showing a little bit of impressiveness.
And Christopher answers back with a three of his own. Instead of fighting over the screen, they go under, and Christopher takes advantage.
And despite the deep three, Coach Bailey is not so happy with his team and how they performed up to now. Maybe Jermaine Christopher is going to have to take this game into his own hands.
As he gets it into the corner for Swanson, and Christopher gets it back on the wing. A missed blocking foul that has been called against the Panthers 3 times tonight. Won't go Christopher's way. Christopher drives and one! Jermaine Christopher with a tough bucket down low, as he will go to the line for one more.
And another three-point opportunity for the Panthers. Jermaine Christopher will go to the line.
And Christopher looks to trim the deficit to 8, in a deficit that has exceeded 11 tonight. And sure enough, that one goes. Christopher remains perfect from the line in the past 2 nights. And Tripp getting aggressive down low, poking the ball free.
Yeah, maybe Tripp Dyer was just the secret weapon that Coach Bailey needed on this defensive side of the ball to slow the Hornets.
As now Panther fans are chanting defense, trying to get everybody involved here. Bede will go to work on Phillips down low. A great closeout, great defense from Phillips, but better offense from Bede as he continues his impressive night.
I mean, Bede has really taken over this game, and Jermaine Christopher's second one won't go.
I mean, kind of a heat check right there after making the first, and I guess we can call that one a rim grazer for Bede as he extends his point total to 14.
I mean, 14 so early, very impressive from Bede, and he's been a shining star on this Hornets team.
Christopher now wants to go to work, but he'll get it back out to Rosenbaum as Swanson gets it up top to Dyer. Dyer finds Phillips on the back door. Phillips did not look ready for that pass.
Yeah, maybe just a little bit of underclassmen immaturity there, as he's not able to get his hands on that ball, and the Hornets will get a chance to extend their lead to 14.
Goddard now will approach the scorer's table, and there will be an offensive foul called on Bryant as Dyer checks out of the game for Goddard.
And you know, Colton, I don't seem to have an argument for having Braden Hall here on the bench. What do you think about it?
Yeah, not too sure. He might have just done something that he wasn't supposed to do. As we see a great pass from Goddard. Unfortunately, Christopher did not come up with the pass. Coach Bailey expressing his frustration, and to the scorer's table goes Dyer to check in for Rosie.
And size here for the Panthers, trying to match up with this tall Hornets team.
As Bryant swinging it around the perimeter. And there's a three from Bede. It's off the front of the rim, rebound by Swanson, but it was two Panthers colliding. That was Phillips and Swanson, but both getting up without injury, and Christopher will elect to take the last shot for the Panthers.
And who else would you want to take your last shot? It's Christopher looking to find anything.
Christopher with a beautiful move, uses his body, no foul. Very interesting call. Got absolutely hacked from behind. And Panther fans are gonna let him know, but there's a foul called against another Hornet, and that will send Goddard to the line. Interesting. I didn't see Goddard getting fouled, but I 100% saw Christopher getting knocked to the deck, where there should have been Christopher for 2 free throws.
And you know, maybe that's just a little bit of a redemption call for the referee, knowing he missed the one on Christopher. Instead, they'll send Goddard to the line, and Goddard with a chance for 2 to cut down this lead to just 10.
Yeah, and Panther fans were giving the refs an earful before they even blew a whistle, as they knew that there was definitely a foul that was supposed to be called on a Hornet whenever Christopher went up, as Goddard goes 1 for 2 at the line. Didn't get to see much of Braden Hall. Maybe that will change in the second half, as the Panthers trail 23-34, and we will be back for the second half of Panther basketball.
Let's go, boys. Call a good one.
Hey, now I'm going to call it.
Yeah. Go, D.
And welcome back to the second half of high school hoops. It's the Cabot Panthers versus the Bryant Hornets. The Panthers are trailing by a deficit of 11. And it's been a rough game, to say the least, so far for the Cabot Panthers. Turnovers galore and too many shots not falling, where on the other side, Bryant has been extremely efficient and hasn't been turning the ball over. And there's a three coming out of the break. A good look for Hall, but it won't fall.
Yeah, familiar face there from Braden Hall. We didn't see him too much in the second quarter, but here in the third, he's looking to make an impact. Down by 11 is the Panthers, and Bede will go to the line.
And Bede just looking to add on to his already impressive performance, as he will miss his first free throw.
Yeah, there's not been many times he's missed tonight, as he's been a huge impact for the Hornets. Instead, he'll go 0-2 from the line.
And maybe that's his kryptonite. Some people just can't knock down free throws, and if that's the key to keep Bede from scoring, I expect to see that a lot more. And great ball movement leads to a wide open corner three for Braden Hall, and he knocks it down, his second on the night.
Yeah, he's got 8 despite not playing the whole second quarter. Nice stat sheet the past couple games from Braden Hall.
Yeah, very surprised we didn't see more of him, and there's just exploiting the mismatch down low. Great bucket by Young. And Christopher wants to get this Panther offense rolling much better than it was in that first half. As Goddard will drive, he gets a nice look and a great use of the body and length from Grant Goddard to add 2 to his point total and shrink the deficit to 8.
And coming back from a deficit is not only about the offensive side of the ball. They're going to have to strive to shine on defense. And that'll work, a missed shot from the arc.
And a great find from Christopher to the leaking Goddard. He stops and pulls up and gets a nice layup off the glass. I mean, it was heavily contested, but a great bucket from Goddard.
And just like that, the Panthers are within 2 possessions. And a peculiar blocking foul called on the Panthers. And the Hornets will inbound the ball.
The rule is that you got to stay completely parallel. You can't, or you have to have both hands up, but there was one hand on the body, and that might have been what the ref had seen, as there's another tough bucket for Bede.
And Bede trying to draw the foul for the three-point opportunity, won't be able to. Instead, he'll have to settle for the nice jumper.
Christopher's going to pull up from deep, and it back irons out. Long rebound to Bryant as they look to capitalize in transition. Bede kicks it to the wing, back out to Bede. Bede's got a good look at a three, and that's nothing but air, but saved straight to Fowler. Fowler dribbles it out to the perimeter. And the play is blown dead.
Just a little bit of confusion here from the refs. And to inbound the ball now is the Hornets.
As Bryant will be inbounding from the baseline. As they continue to swing the ball around the perimeter. A great look for Fowler, and that's nothing but net from Drake Fowler.
I mean, the nylon has been calling Fowler's name all night. He's 2 for 3 from the arc.
And finally, a call in favor of the Panthers, as this game has been very meticulously officiated. It seems like every bit of contact has been called for a foul, and what a play by Meade. My goodness, I don't know that I've seen a showcase of athleticism like that in my whole entire life.
I mean, yeah, what a save to get that with the left and get it to his teammate. Then on the other side of the ball, the confidence to take that shot. Meade is a special player here in the 7A conference.
And now we see Christopher drives baseline. He kicks it out to Hall. Hall on the wing, he'll drive, gets bumped, and he won't be able to knock down the layup. And a foul that was just called on Hall. Panther fans wanted it to be called on the other end, but it won't go in their favor as Bede swings it up top, and now Fowler on the wing. Bede now in the corner, back to Fowler. Out to the perimeter for three. That one won't go. And Goddard secures the rebound for the Panthers, and Christopher will take it up in transition.
Something Goddard has done so well is the rebounding for the Panthers, and oh wow, if that layup would have fallen, I don't know what I would have done with myself.
And that was a 5-on-4 fast break opportunity, but Bryant could not capitalize. They have to set their offense up again with Fowler at the Panther logo.
And the Panthers are once again down by 11. They're going to need a few stops here. And no offensive foul call, and the Panther fans aren't happy with it.
Yeah, very interesting. Christopher now in transition. He'll Euro, go up with the left. He gets hacked, but no call because the ball was tipped before the contact of the body. Another no call, but a steal by the Panthers. Extremely interesting what we've seen so far. As Hines will take it himself and get fouled. And man, a fantastic sight to see, as it seems as though Hines may be bleeding after the elbow straight to the nose on the other end.
And yeah, a very peculiar no call there against Parker Hines, getting checked out by the training staff now. Man, it's a bloodbath on the court tonight.
Yeah, but Swanson will be the one to take the free throws in place of Parker Hines due to the blood. And Swanson's first is good. And that's what you call stepping up big for your teammates right there. Swanson comes in with the clutch gene. And the second free throw will fall as well. And man, what a support system this Panther team has created around each and every player. And now Bede wants to get this offense going once more, as they've been very fast-paced all night. A little bit of a slowdown due to some calls may be harming them. And there's going to be an obvious travel called and frustration from Fowler.
And finally, a call going Panther way, a travel on the Hornets. Panthers will get a chance to mount a comeback here so late in the third with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left. The Panthers trail 41-32.
As Christopher with the bounce pass to Rosenbaum. Christopher wants to drive, and there's going to be a blocking foul as the feet just weren't set by Ford. And now it's Goddard in the corner. He'll attack the basket, get it out to Rosie. Rosie wants to drive, he'll kick it out and deflected by Fowler. Great heads-up defense from Drake Fowler. Rosie to inbound. He'll get it to Christopher. And what you want to see here is Christopher being more selfish with the basketball, as when he has, it's gone well. Right there, it does not go in Panthers' favor as Rosie misses his man and the ball will cross half court.
Yeah, and 2 backcourt calls on the Panthers so far. The Panthers are their own Achilles heel so far in this matchup.
As it really hasn't. I mean, Bryant has played well, don't get me wrong, but it's been mostly turnovers that has affected the Panthers. As now Bryant looks to capitalize like they have so well all night long, and the three from Fowler is nothing but air. As Hall now to push the pace as he gets it to Swanson in the corner. Swanson out to Rosie. As Hall gets a good look in the corner for three, and that's nothing but nylon. What a shot, and a timeout called, and nothing but excitement from Coach Bailey.
Yeah, and Coach Bailey has to be happy with his team going into this timeout. And we're back. The Panthers looking to cut down on this 6-point deficit against the number 2 ranked Bryant Hornets. And Coach Bailey has to be happy with this team, but a nice timeout call as the Panthers seem to crawl back into it and lose their footing every time they get close. Hopefully a little bit of pep talk from Coach Bailey will change things.
And that's what you call knowing your team, as the Panthers almost force another turnover. And the shot clock reset for the Hornets. Very interesting, as the ball was never in possession of the Panthers, so the shot clock should have continued winding down. And maybe this possession would end up a lot different, as instead of having under 10 seconds remaining on the clock to shoot the ball, they now have 31.
And for the Panthers, they certainly hope not, as Nate Vance, a not so familiar face, is back into the game. And nice to see him again, and he's been such a difference maker on the Panther side of the ball.
As there was a misreach-in call, and Goddard takes advantage and goes inside and gets a nice bucket with the right on the left side of the rim. Beautiful display of athleticism from Goddard. And it seems as though Bryant will be trying to take as much time off the clock as possible.
Just slowing things down now is the Hornets. That they've been playing so quick all night. A different kind of team when they slow it down.
And that was a fantastic play to get an open look for Fowler. A rush shot, and the Panthers will be able to get the last possession, but they turn it over on their own side of the court. Bede will elect to take the last one as he drives, jump stop. The layup, no good, but the putback is good at the buzzer. Great heads-up play from Benson to give some momentum to Bryant going into the fourth quarter.
I mean, a heads-up play adds 2 to the Bryant total, and 43-37 is the lead now for the incomers. The Hornets up by 6 going into the fourth.
Yeah, and before that, it was only a 4-point deficit. The Panthers are going to have a great quarter here to come back and make this one even closer than it is and pull away with the W for the home crowd.
Yeah, and a much-needed one at that. Sitting at 4-3 in conference, they're gonna want to win this one to be able to escape the 500 land. And the Hornets, man, it would be an upset if they came into Cabot and lost tonight.
Yeah, and we can definitely see the impact felt by Bryant with the absence of their star player, Kellen Robinson, brother of former Arkansas star KK Robinson. Kellen Robinson transferred this year to Bryant from Episcopal. Man, he was having a fantastic season and went down with the injury in last night's game, and the win for Bryant. over Little Rock Central, who is a team that's not so shabby themselves.
Yeah, no, not at all. Actually, we saw this Cabot team go and be very competitive with Central, losing by just 1 point in the matchup. And wow, what hustle from the Hornets there, as the head coach will get a timeout, or will try to get a timeout right before the Hornets fell out of bounds, won't be able to.
And there is confusion with the shot clock between one ref, but the Panthers never had possession. The refs and the scoring table were in the right to begin with. The whistle should not have been blown right there. And that will take another second that may be crucial for the Panthers on this possession off the shot clock.
Unfortunate for the Panthers. Hopefully it won't make much of a difference.
And Hall will drive. He kicks it out to the corner to Christopher. Christopher will drive. He goes up and gets blocked and stepped on, in a lot of pain on the other end. And that is not a pretty sight for the Panthers, as they will all go.
And maybe just a little bit of frustration from the Hornets, as a couple bodies hit Jermaine Christopher on the way down.
Bring it back, bring it up.
And Christopher clearly feeling a little bit of pain, but is able to get off the court mostly on his own. Very impressive. And we can just pray that Christopher is all right.
Yeah, that certainly is the prayer tonight, as Jermaine Christopher has been incredible for the Panthers this season. And to see him limp off the field like that almost feels like the season's slipping away.
As Bryant comes away with the turnover off the inbounds pass. And what a drive. Cannot get the finish, and a tough rebound grabbed by Trip Dyer. Great physicality down low from the big man, as the Panthers look to push it and make a statement here in Panther Arena.
And I don't know if you heard that, Golden, but Panther fans screaming wolf at Grant Goddard, seeing the incoming Hornet from behind. And that is a foul call on Bede, a three-point opportunity now.
And what a drive to the basket by Goddard, getting another bucket down low, as he has been fantastic all night long. And I mean all season long as well. Goddard showing that he is one of the more physical players in this whole entire state, as he's able to convert on the three-point opportunity, and he has broken double digits with 10 on the night. As Ford now to set up the offense for the Hornets. Quickly getting it to Bede. Bede drives on Goddard. Nice defense, forcing the miss from Goddard. And the Panthers come away with the rebound and look to add more points on it. It's a one-possession game. Hall will drive and get a bucket down low. It's a one-point game, and timeout by the Bryant Hornets.
And Panther fans can smell an upset here in the arena. 43-42. Your Panthers trail going into the timeout.
Bring it back, bring it up.
the Panthers take the floor once more, coming out of this timeout with Panther fans beside them. Nothing but excitement in Panther Arena.
It looks like
Sorry, we're having technical difficulties with the microphones once again, a common theme this season.
And it looks like Parker Hines is out for the rest of the game as he'll come back onto the bench in street clothes. And 2 injured Panthers so far tonight. Not a lot of whistles in the Panthers' favor. And Panther fans aren't the only ones rowdy in their arena.
And now we see the Hornets looking to get their offense going. That is slowed down in this 4th period, thanks to some physical defense down low, just like that from Goddard and Dyer. Great straight-up defense as Goddard looks to push the tempo, showing off some nice dribble moves from the big man as Swanson now up top gets it to Hall, and Hall will be the main distributor for this Panther team, but he'll drive, taking himself, and one! Braden Hall, the crowd pleaser. What a bucket down low from Braden Hall to give the Panthers back to a 1-point deficit and look to tie it up at the line.
And typically when you see a 3-point opportunity from Braden Hall, it's from the corner. But man, driving twice in a row, gets the foul call and drains it from the stripe, Braden Hall.
Panthers now up 2, looking to destroy the confidence of this Bryant Hornet team. As these Panthers continue to play fantastic defense, beautiful switches, great defense down low. And there will be a foul called, just a little bit too physical is Dyer, and he will get called for the shooting foul. But a place that, one of the few places on the floor that Bede hasn't succeeded tonight is from the charity stripe.
Yeah, at his last attempt, he went 0 for 2. Make it 0 for 3.
And Bede definitely struggling here. At the end of the day, not everyone can be Kellen Robinson. For the Bryant Hornets, only goes 1 of 2 from the line. And the Panthers still lead by 1. Have the opportunity to make it a 2-possession game. 5 minutes left in this 4th period.
And the 45-43 mark was the first time the Panthers had a lead in this game. Let's see how they handle it.
Swanson loses it out of bounds, tried to get a little bit too fancy near the sideline. And Bryant now has a chance to take the lead. And Panther fans standing defense, getting excited here in Panther Arena when it matters most. Bede up top. Wants to go to work on Goddard. Great find down low and a foul on the floor and an ugly fall. But Dyer able to get up all okay, just jumped a little bit too early.
And maybe overall better for the Panthers there is the foul, as that'll inch them a little bit closer towards the bonus, but Trip Dyer preventing a 2-point play there.
And Goddard with good defense, but a foul called. Goddard just had one hand on the body. He's got to be straight up with both arms. They're going to call that one every time, especially in crunch time like we are in now.
And Bede's going to have to perform much better from the line here. He will to tie it up 45-45. And the Bryant Hornets looking to take their second lead of the night.
And that one falls as well. Maybe the first one earlier on is what gave him that confidence. He's finally finding his stroke from the line. As now Hall goes to work. Hall wrapping around the perimeter. He'll drive. He kicks it out to Phillips. Phillips now back to Hall. Hall attacks the basket, gets fouled, and it rims out but he will have 2 shots at the line.
And it looks like Jermaine Christopher is looking to check in, not looking exactly 100%, but it looks like he'll come in for Trip Dyer anyway.
And Hall sinks the first one. And here comes Jermaine Christopher in place of Wyatt Phillips. And great to see him back on the court. Definitely not 100%, but we're hoping he's as close to that mark as he's ever been.
And this squad on the court for the Panthers have been on a hot streak, each and every one of them in their respective styles of play. This is the team that could beat the #2 team in the state here at home.
As Bryant working it around the perimeter, a pull-up jumper off right, and a rebound secured by Swanson, but stolen away from, and a nice bucket down low by Bede to extend the lead to 2. As Christopher now running the point once more.
And that's something the Hornets have done so well, is getting those steals from the Panthers. Another foul on the floor. The Panthers will inbound.
And Bede defending with his hands. He's going to get called for that every time. That's his 3rd foul on the night. Not really in trouble just yet. But if there was one person to be in trouble, that's who you would want it to be. And what a find from Goddard, but Hall is blocked down low. He grabs his own miss, kicks it out to Christopher. Christopher drives. They will wave off the shot. He's fouled on the floor.
And maybe a little bit of a stroke of luck from the Panthers.
As Christopher will go to the line in the bonus. As Christopher could not knock down the first one. His first miss in 2 days from the line. As the second one rims out as well. Christopher was unable to knock down either free throw, and man, those were some clutch ones.
And Jermaine Christopher still not looking 100%, but with the smell of an upset, he'll check into the game anyways, and this will stand to be an important and pivotal defensive stop or lapse for the Panthers.
As Bede now drives, gets it down low inside, and a foul is called on Dyer once more. Excuse me, that one will go against Goddard on the help from behind.
And Panther fans questioning that one, but nevertheless, Young will go to the line for 2 and make that just 1.
As his first one will not go, way off the front of the rim. As now, instead of being able to extend the lead to a double-digit one, excuse me, not a double-digit one, a 2-possession one, it will only grow to 3 following the made second free throw, and Christopher will go to work. He drives on Bede, and a surprising no call once more.
And Goddard with the hustle. Unfortunately, the ball will land in his lap. And man, the calls seem to be a little bit lopsided here in Panther Arena, and the Hornets getting away with a lot.
And this is clutch time when it matters most, expecting a half-court press. The Bede's just going to dribble out as much clock as he possibly can. And sure enough, that's what he's doing. The Panthers not pressing him. An odd choice right here. We need to hurry him up. Now Bryant runs their offense. as Goddard disrupts it. The tough three from Bede won't go. Rebound Swanson. Swanson ripping it away, and he is fouled. And Swanson goes to the line for 2 free throws since they're in the bonus. A terrible foul down low, and man, he is getting an earful as Newton with probably the least heads-up play we've seen all night.
And R.J. Newton, you have to know that's unacceptable at this stage of the game. Owen Swanson, one of our best free throw shooters, will go to the line and misses first.
Was not able to knock down the first free throw, and that one was one that they needed. If that one would have fallen along with Christopher's 2 free throws, the game would be completely different. The Panthers would be up by 1. Hopefully he can knock down the second, and he does.
And that puts them within 2 now. A defensive stop here could mean the world to Cabot, and not only this team, but the fans behind us, Colton.
And Bede will continue to dribble out the clock, and the Panthers refusing to press from half court. An interesting move because it's going to be inside 1 minute before you know it, as they run the offense as soon as the shot clock hits 8 seconds. And great defense from Goddard with the block, and he secures the rebound. He'll push the tempo. Goddard now gets it to Swanson on the wing. Swanson gets it back to Goddard. Goddard wants to drive. He does. He gets down low. The post hook is no good, but he's fouled, and he will go to the line for 2 free throws.
And free throws are proving to be important here for the Panthers. Goddard's got to sink 2 to make it a tie ball game for the second time in this fourth quarter and the second time in the game.
And that means Bede is 1 foul away from being out of the game, as Goddard was not able to convert on the first free throw, but will have 1 more. That one goes. A 1-point game, and Bede will continue to take as much time off that clock as possible.
And I keep saying this because they keep missing the free throws, but this defensive stop is going to be pivotal for the Panthers team. They'll need one here.
And this is exactly what they need. There will be about 14 seconds left on the clock. Following this shot, Bede wants to be the one to take it. He gets it out to Fowler in the corner. Fowler has to chunk it up. Great defense from the Panthers. They secure the rebound, but they've got to hurry up. And it will be a timeout called by Coach Bailey with 10.7 left on the clock. Panthers down 1, and they will have the opportunity to take this one back home.
Bring it back, bring it back, bring it back, bring it up.
And here we go. The Panthers will have the opportunity for the last shot of the night, and will be able to drive back home and send Bryant back home with the loss on their hands, and what a loss it would be.
I mean, the Bryant Hornets have been a colossal part of the 7A conference.
Christopher will drive. He gets fouled, and there's no call. Bryant secures the rebound, and there is a foul called right before the clock expires. And you just got to know refs usually do not call fouls on the last shot of the game no matter what. Even though it seemed pretty obvious Christopher was hacked right there, not a friendly call inside.
And just when you thought the Panthers had it, in the acrobatic layup from Jermaine Christopher, he's hacked and a no call.
And ref will not hear the end of that. 0.6 seconds left on the clock. Panther fans are booing Fowler at the line. He's got 2. He makes the first one.
And I'm not quite sure those boos are directed at Fowler. There's a certain referee on the court tonight that has not been friendly to the Panthers. And Panther fans know it. He knows it. And Coach Bailey, most of all, knows it.
Bring it back. Up.
And a surprising turnout on the other side of the court. Bryant fans popped out from 40 minutes away. Very excited with how this game looks to be turning out, as there's only 0.6 seconds left on the clock, and there will be a second free throw for Fowler. Not sure what the Panthers have the opportunity to do with 0.6 seconds. It's going to take a half-court heave. And man, what do you think Fowler's going to do if he thinks that it's a 3-point game? But if Fowler misses, I don't know if there's enough time to secure a rebound.
Yeah, you know, you got to think this one's all but over. And Fowler makes it. Nevertheless, you got 0.6 seconds to get something off. Jermaine Christopher short on his shot. And the Titan remains the #2 ranked team in the state. No punishment here tonight on 2nd Street.
And the Panthers will not be able to claw their way back into this one, losing at the very end in the final moments of that 4th quarter. They will take home a loss, 48-51. I've been your play-by-play commentator, Colton Hennessy, for the evening, and alongside me, your color commentator,
Carson Cook. Join us tomorrow when the Panthers, join us Friday when the Panthers take on the Jonesboro Hurricane.
Correction, that will be Little Rock Central here at home. Sorry about that. Panther fans, have a good night.